Hello, nations, Facebook family, my family in Lansing, Michigan, Grand Rapids, Muskegon, Kalamazoo, and Battle Creek. See, we've got family all over the place. Thank you for joining us for this segment of The Connection. I am your host, Angela. Now, as Black History Month continues, it is my heart passion to continue to shed light on the contributions and accomplishments that we as Blacks or African Americans, whichever one you prefer, has made to the global economy. Now, as a result of that and proof of that is the recent visit by President Barack Obama to the Michigan State campus here in East Lansing, Michigan, to sign the monumental historical Farm Bill. Now, that was held on Friday, February the 7th. Now, a lot has been shared about this bill. It's been in the newspaper. It has been on the internet. To which we really should understand that this bill benefits not just only farmers, but it benefits everyone in the grand vision of the bill and of things to come. And as I've mentioned on Facebook to those I'm connected to, the connection had an opportunity to, witness the signing, which was a very humbling and awesome experience. And I'm telling you, we represented the best that we could. So what I'm looking at is like, wow, what a show of love from a leader who is showing compassion and understanding from President Barack Obama. And I pray God continues to bless him through his remainder of his presidential term. And of course, he can't please everybody. We know this. 3 billion or so people, it's hard to please everybody. However, we also know that he is continuously judged not by the content of his character, but the color of his skin. Now, that's a real thought because either myself or maybe even you, we hear those talks and spews of disrespect towards him. But hopefully, I'm really hopeful that we will not participate in the art of tearing down another intelligent, family-oriented, hardworking, Black African-American male, in this case, who's trying the best he can in the midst of running the free country. All right, I'm off my soapbox, but I just had to get that in there. Now, those are real thoughts and some real talk. Okay, here we go. So the title of this particular segment of The Connection is The Heart Matter. Let's get to the heart matter of things. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to share with you some accomplishments and contributions of African American people. However, I'm going to do a little twist to it. I'm going to tell you about some did you know facts. Did you know this about this person? Did you know this about that person? And so as we segue from me just honoring and loving on our president, here we go. Did you know that in the early life of the darling Coretta Scott King, that she was well known for her singing and violin playing as she was for her civil rights activism? The young soprano won a fellowship to the New England Conservatory of Music in Boston, the city where she met her future husband, the famed, awesome, dynamic leader of a time was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Can you imagine that? Miss Coretta Scott King singing soprano. All right. Then there is Mr. Lewis Howard Latimer. A lot of you, you're on your phones, ring a ring a ring. However, if it wasn't for this particular person, Mr. Lewis Howard Latimer, who drafted the patent drawings for Alexander Graham Bell, the telephone while working at a patent law office. So that tells me that an African American person was involved with the revolutionizing the telephone. And if it wasn't for him, Mr. Graham Bell wouldn't have even had an opportunity for that invention to come to fruition. I'm telling you, we as a people are rich in intelligence, creativity, innovation, and we really honestly should be proud. Another person by the name of Mr. Jack Johnson was the first African American heavyweight champion who patented a wrench in 1922. Now, we all know that the wrench is part of major tools that, predominantly men use when they're fixing things or creating things or inventing things. But guess what? When you pick that up, know that an African American male, this is not a wrench, of course, this is a pen, was involved with that particular useful tool. I've always wanted to know who this lady was because she's just, so beautiful, and she sits on, our bottles of syrup, just as majestic as she wants to be. Her name is Miss Nancy Green. She was employed in the 1890s to promote the Aunt Jemima brand by demonstrating the pancake mix at expositions and fairs. She was a popular attraction because of her friendly personality, storytelling skills, and warmth. Miss Green, get this, signed a lifetime contract with the Pancake Company, and her image was used for packaging and ads. And so we have seen this particular face on the brands of syrup for quite a long time. I know I grew up with it, and I thought it was the best tasting syrup in the world. Now, shortly before his mysterious disappearance in 1934, a person by the name of Wallace D. Fard founded the Nation of Islam. I didn't know that because a lot of times, we were told and by certain other names of individuals who were very highly honored, and I mean no disrespect to any of this, this organization. However, I thought that was a very interesting fact that a Mr. Wallace D. Fard founded the Nation of Islam. Here's something very interesting. Did you know, at a time when universities did not typically offer financial assistance to Black athletes, African-American football star Ernie Davis was offered more than, get this, 50 scholarships. I know a lot of you saying, look, offer me 50 scholarships so I could pay for this education and I don't have to take out all these loans. It is possible. I guess you just have to keep on, hanging in there with education, get those good grades, and hopefully you will be offered 50 scholarships at some particular point. Okay, those are some did you know facts about some of the people that we've heard about and then some of the people that we didn't. And so what I like to do is kind of segue into Black history inventors and groundbreakers who left their mark on our collective history. And let me just kind of drop anchor right here for a moment. Truly, we shouldn't look at celebrating Black History Month just for the month of February. We all know the history of it, that first of all, it was for a week and then it transitioned into a month. But if you look around, there are everyday things that we use, comb, brushes, brooms, ironing boards, irons, and things higher up, in the NASA arena and the governmental arena, in which we as African Americans, our lineage or our connectors did have some input into blazing industry and really taking the global economy by storm. And a lot of what we have today is because of what was built, what was patented, what was made, what was created, from our ancestors within our lineage. So we should, so we really should be proud and should not take this month, for granted and learn all that we can, okay? Off my soapbox, back to the Black history inventors. Mr. Nathaniel Alexander was the first to patent the folding chair. So a lot of times when we go to events, they're set up, the events are set up, chairs are folded and put on the side or brought out. And isn't it great to know that once you look at that folding chair, which you are able to sit in, that an African-American male was the patented founder of that. Also, we have a person by the name of Otis Boykin invented the electronic control device for guided missiles, IBM computers, and pacemakers. He also received almost a dozen patents over his lifetime. So if this person had not invented an electronic control device in the missiles, IBM computers, and pacemakers, where would those items, where would those things be today? That was an African American man. In the late 1960s, C.B. Brooks invented and patented the mechanical street sweeper, a truck equipped with brooms. And I do believe that that even exists today. Of course, we always want to upgrade, update, and make something, better than what it was. But isn't that amazing that an African American male was responsible for something, a machine that's still used today? And I do believe our great leader, M.L. King, said, if you're going to be a street sweeper, be the best street sweeper that you can be. So, thank you, Mr. C.B. Brooks. All right. The strong box, a locked container used to store money. Maybe years ago, our grandparents and maybe, great-great-great-grandparents had a little storage box in which they locked, their valuables in, insurance, monies, and things of that nature. This was invented by Mr. Henry Brown, and of course, probably updated to, what we have today, vaults and things of that nature. But the storage box was invented by a Mr. Henry Brown. Oh my goodness. Whew, it's quite a bit, as you can see. In 1897, African-American inventor Alfred L. Corral patented the first ice cream scoop. His original design remains in wide use today. Of course it is, because sometimes, you go to the store and you'll buy that container of ice cream, and it is so hard to scoop some ice cream out. I've bent many, many spoons because I didn't have an ice cream scooper. So just know, every time you take a scoop, African American invented it. All right, we have an engineer by the name of David Crosswaite Jr. He held 39 U.S. patents and 80 international patents pertaining to heating, refrigeration, temperature regulation, and pump processes. All of what we still use today was patented by an African American. The first case study of an African American community was conducted by writer, educator, and civil rights leader W.E.B. Du Bois. A lot of times we think that these case studies that are going around about communities, that is the first of this and that is the first of that. But the first case study about African American communities was conducted by W.E.B. Du Bois. Now listen, don't take my word for this. You can go on the website. You can Google blackhistoryfacts.com, little known facts about Black History Month, what occurred on this day in Black history, and you will find all of what I'm talking about and even more. Is really, really a lot more than that. I was just trying to pick out some of the inventors and contributions that were made that we don't normally hear about. We hear about the regular ones every single year, which is great. However, there is so much more that we have done and contributed as Black Americans, African Americans, to the global economy. In 1899, African American dentist, Harvard faculty member, and golf fan, Dr. George Franklin Grant, invented the world's first golf tee. And how many golf fanatics do we have out there? I think I mentioned this once before, but that little bitty device that is that peg that sticks in the ground that is so important to golfers was invented first. First golf tee was invented by an African American man called Dr. George Franklin Grant, who was a dentist. Dentist golf tee. I don't know what that combination is, that correlation is. All right. Mr. Frederick M. Jones held more than 60 patents during his life, with most of them pertaining to refrigeration. His portable refrigeration technology was used in World War II to preserve food and blood serum. Just think what would have happened to food at that particular time during that era if it had not been for Mr. Jones and his patent on refrigeration. History has credited Thomas Edison with the invention of the light bulb again, but few people know about Lewis Howard Latimer's interventions towards its development. The light bulb only burned for a short time until Latimer's carbon filament was utilized, significantly lightening the bulb for life. So let me go back here because I think I heard his name somewhere else. Yes. He was also involved with Alexander Graham Bell's telephone. So Mr. Howard Latimer was not only involved with the patented or the innovation of the telephone, but also the light bulb. Isn't that great? African American male for the things that we use even till today. Are you tired yet of me telling you about inventions? That's okay, I'll tell you some more. Joseph Lee received a patent for his bread crumbing machine in 1895 and patented a bread making machine in 1902. His inventions revolutionized the industry. You like bread, I like bread. Guess what? If it wasn't for him, I don't know if we would still all eat bread. My goodness, it has a lot of carbs, but I still love it. In 1897, John Lee received a patent for his portable pencil sharpener, dubbed the Love Sharpener. And to this day, we still use the pencil sharpener in our workplaces, and sometimes kids may use it for school. I love this one. It says, Canadian engineer Elijah McCoy invented an automatic lubricator for oiling steam engines, for which he received his patent in 1872. He would earn dozens of patents over his lifetime, and the term, the real McCoy, is believed to have been referred to the reliability of his services. An African-American male, so when you hear that word, the real McCoy, you know where it originated from. Oh my goodness, so many more inventions. I'll give you a few more. And then I think what I'm going to do is segue into some events and happenings for the month of February. Thank you so much for staying with the connection. We didn't have an opportunity to get to all of the events that came into this month of February, but we hope to give you many events and happenings so that you can participate in what's happening this month. All right, here we go. In 1878, Virginia native Joseph Winters patented a folding escape ladder mounted on fire wagons, and we know that that is a very useful tool today because our firefighters all across this nation probably has one mounted on their fire trucks, which is used to save and probably has saved many lives. But that was invented by Joseph Winters, a patent for the folding escape ladder in 1878, African American. Granville Woods invented a number of devices related to railroad engineering, including air brake systems and what would become known as the third rail on modern tracks. He was also a pioneer in telegraph and telephone technologies and would earn dozens of patents over his lifetime. There was a person, and I don't know if you have come across his name, but his name was Mr. Robert H. Lawrence, and Mr. Lawrence was the first black astronaut. Mr. Thurgood Marshall was the first black Supreme Court justice. Currently, we have Mr. Clarence Thomas, who serves on the Supreme Court, but had it not been for Mr. Thurgood Marshall paving that way, who knows if Mr. Thomas would be sitting in the seat that he's in today. Hattie McDaniel was the first African American to win an Oscar for her role Gone with the Wind. Isn't that awesome? And even still today, we have people, African American actors and actresses, Denzel Washington, Halle Berry, to name a few, who are also blazing in that pathway and in that trail. I'm going to tell you a few more, and then we're going to get to events. Hiram Revels was the first black U.S. senator. He represented the state of Mississippi. Then Mr. Andrew Young was the first Black U.S. representative to the UN, United Nations. Mr. Young also served as the mayor of the city of Atlanta. I do believe that this is a well-known fact. And of course, an undeniable well-known fact is Tiger Woods was the first African American to win the Masters Golf Championship. There you have it. Some of the did you know facts about some of the people that you didn't know. And then we have the contributions and accomplishments that African Americans has made to not only the United States, but the global economy as well. I am going to take a sip. And now I'm going to tell you about a lot of events because I know you want to know, and hopefully you'll get out this month. Don't say that you can't get dressed up and go anywhere. Let's start with hometown Muskegon doing a little something. They have something called the Lovers Holiday Tour that's going to take place Valentine's Day. We've got Valentine's weekend coming. Guys, don't forget to get your sweeties something, and girls, don't forget to be sweet to your guys. It's not all about you, it's about them too. So we got our little hearts up here to make sure that you remember that is Valentine's weekend. Muskegon, the Lovers Holiday Tour featuring Surface, old school group. For those of you who like good music, maybe you should bounce down to Muskegon and see the old school group Surface, hosted by downtown Tony Brown, Grand Rapids' own Jerry Jazzy Wade, and guess who else will be on the scene? Mr. O'Brien, the one who sung You and I can't sing it, but you know who I'm talking about. It's brought to you by the Classy Men of Michigan. If you like ticket information, you can probably call Star Tickets Plus. There's Urban Apparel in Muskegon, Ken's Anointing Hands, Italian Connection in Grand Rapids. Again, Lovers Holiday Tour featuring Surface and O'Brien, hosted by downtown Tony Brown, and again, West Michigan's own Jerry Jazzy Wade. Hopefully you can get out to that event and you don't have to be coupled up to do it. Here's another event. We coming to you, Grand Rapids. Valentine Comedy Explosion with Eddie Griffin and friends, hosted by David Jones, with Honest John and Coco Brown. This is happening February the 14th, 7:30 p.m. Dinner at the DeVos Place before the show. If you want more information on that, call the DeVos Performance Hall. I'm not sure if I told you this, but the Lovers Holiday Tour will be in Muskegon at the Freudenthal Theater. Their doors open at 7 o'clock and the show starts at 8. This will take place in Grand Rapids at the DeVos Place before the show is 7:30. You can have some dinner. They have a great menu. I'm not going to name it off to you because then I'll get hungry. I'll probably have to run off the show and go eat. So call DeVos Performance Hall and find out how much that cost you. Now Lansing, here we come to you. On Friday, see, I got a lot of stuff going on. The Delta Sigma Theta Sorority and the Lansing Alumni Chapter presents Violets Are Forever, the annual scholarship dance that will take place on Saturday, February the 15th. That's at night from 8 to 12:30. It will be at the Eagle Eye Golf Course. You can check out eventsbright.com, Violets Are Forever, for ticket information. But before you even head out there, my goodness, this is the event and place to be. Join us for the last annual Pastor Salute Luncheon in the capital city. This is the 6th annual Pastor Salute Luncheon, and we know that Miss Kathy Morgan of Divine Connections does an awesome, awesome job. And we salute her for even taking on such a great task. This will be Saturday, February 15th. 2014 at 11 o'clock a.m. This will take place at the Kellogg Hotel and Conference Center up on the campus of Michigan State University on Harrison Road. If you need more information, you can contact Ms. Kathy Morgan, divineconnections.com. We will have for entertainment First Lady Luann Lucas, international gospel recording artist, and she's a Grammy Award winner. We have the sweetheart songstress of the city, Miss Lynette Hester. She just came back from the Stellars back in January. I heard she tore it up and tore it down and represented very well. And then, of course, we have the maestro himself, psalmist, Mr. William Crenshaw. She's pulling out all the stops for this particular 6th annual Pastor Salute Luncheon. If you have not been, I encourage you to do so. Send in information about your pastors. I'm not sure if it's too late, but get in touch with Ms. Kathy Morgan, divineconnections.com and or 402-6990, 402-6990. Whew, goodness gracious. I think I have to take another swig of my water. I'm not drinking. This is water. All right. So now we have a lot of things that are happening. Let's transition into the next week. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have here? On the 21st of February, the weekend of the 21st, Rhema Word House presents a Spirit of Giving second annual women's conference from February 21st to the 22nd. I came, I gave, I'm free. Pastor Angela Hook will be there on Friday night at 7 o'clock, along with Miss Rachel Loomis at 8 p.m. for the guest performance. Saturday, see Dr. Kayla Hales speak on some very powerful topics. Fearfully and Wonderfully Made. I don't know if that's what she'll speak on. I'm just saying. That's Saturday at 9, Miss Natalie Riddles, and also Reverend Mary Harris herself. A Spirit of Giving second annual women's conference, February 21st through the 22nd. And you can touch base with Reverend Mary Harris at rhemawordhouse.com for more information. Then we have, we're transitioning to the Grand Rapids area. The Ballroom Stepper Set at the Mosaic Space. This is 25 South Division Avenue. This is a dressy, casual affair. If you like to ballroom dance, if you like to step a little bit, then this may be someplace that evening that you may want to go. Again, we are servicing Lansing, Grand Rapids, Muskegon, Battle Creek, and Kalamazoo. On Saturday, February 22nd, Detroit Ballroom Convention at Burton Manor, Schoolcraft in Livonia, Michigan. You can call Ron Jackson, 313-758-76 for more information. Again, Detroit Ballroom Convention at Burton Manor, Schoolcraft in Livonia, Michigan. Call Ron Jackson at 313-758-9476. To top off our February announcements or community events and happenings, Style Michigan presents The Dream, Make It Work. This is presented by Ms. Cameo King and her organization, Create Your Own Fashion Show. They're looking for an exclusive team of young people to dream, make, and work a fashion show. If you're interested, please attend the next fashion event on September. Why do I keep saying September? I'm trying to rush the year. February 28th at 7 p.m. at the MICA Gallery, which is 1210 Turner Street in Old Town. Again, that's 1210 Turner Street in Old Town. Saturday, February the 28th. And they're also planning a fashion show, which is going to be later on in the year. We'll bring that back to you. But if you're young, creative, and innovative, you want to make sure that you're at this event February 28th. Now, peeps, that's a lot of information. We've got inventors and contributions. You've got places to go. And hopefully you will be able to attend one of these events. The weekend is coming up. It's a lover's weekend, but it's not only for couples. Love on yourself. Be good to yourself, whether you're single, and then if you're coupled up, then just be good to each other. Because at the end of the day, love does cover all, and that is the main thing. And as Pop Biv says, keep the main thing the main thing. All right. I do believe that's it for me. I'm so excited about what's happening with the Connection TV show. Again, we are in Muskegon, Michigan on Monday nights at 9 o'clock. We are also here in Lansing, Channel 16, on Fridays at 11 p.m. and Saturdays at 3 p.m. And we are also out in the community. Hopefully we'll see you at one of these events. We will definitely be at the Pastor's Salute Luncheon on Saturday at the Kellogg Center. Hopefully, we'll see your face in a place, get an interview or two. I am your host of The Connection, Angela. These were real thoughts, definitely real talk.